Now the moment we've all been waiting for.
I am Nate Riggle, and you are listening to The Way of the Bonfire. All right, party people, I'm just going to rip and grip today. This is a podcast where we focus on, number one, bringing the world together in more meaningful and lasting ways so that more people could stop waiting to make the most of their lives. And I believe that making the most of it is better than being the best at something, because being the best is temporary. Somebody's always going to come up and be better eventually. And it might be really quickly. And achievements, when you get to the top of the mountain, it's good to sit there and enjoy it and be grateful, because that's making the most of it. But that's not a permanent state. And making the most of it is more of a state of being than it is a destination. People talk about enjoying the journey. Enjoying the journey is having that make the most of it mindset. If things go terribly, you can still just live a better life when things go terribly. And when things go well and you're able to see what you've been given or what you've achieved or what you've been granted, like life and breath and the means and capacity to go and do things and try to build things, like the opportunity to try and to strive is, I think, the ultimate gift. And we already have it. If we're living and breathing and listening, we have the ultimate gift. We already have the thing that we seek. I guess that's not 100% true, because we still want to grow, right? But we will always have, at the very least, the opportunity to make the most of our situation. And that fires me up. And I think that an appreciation for that is how we turn gratitude into not just a statement, but into a verb. And what do I mean by that? Gratitude is often just thought of as opening up this journal and saying, here's what I'm grateful for today. Good. That's an action. Great. That's good. But it's still just kind of a statement. Gratitude is also saying thank you to someone. I appreciate this. A statement. But next level gratitude, and the one that gives you energy and excitement, is when you turn it into a verb and you say, I see what I have here. And I am so excited and grateful to have it that I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to go out with this body and this breath that I've been given, and I'm going to do something great today. I'm going to not squander the time that I've been given. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for this opportunity to help out when things are hitting the fan, being the person that stays strong and steps up and says, I see you've given me strength, God, or your network or your family or your friends, whatever they've given you that you should be grateful for, and that it's really worth to you to stop and be grateful for, and then turn it into a verb and go and get them. That's how you show gratitude. It's not by reciprocating and saying, hey, you did this for me, I'll do this for you. It's by saying, I receive what you've given me. I recognize how wonderful it is. And I'm going to go see what's possible. And then I'll even have greater gratitude. It's like if I gave you some vehicle, right? And I said, hey, I got you this awesome all-terrain vehicle. And when I say all-terrain, I mean all-terrain. I mean land, sea, and air vehicle. And it can it can go on the water, it converts, it can drive on land, and then it can fly. And you just kept it in the garage and sat there and admired it and said, thank you. This is such a cool thing. I love the way it looks. I'm so glad that you gave me this. Like, I'm going to go use it. I really appreciate it. And then a day passes by and you haven't even gotten in it yet. Another day, another day, another day. And you're like, no, it's just been crazy. I just haven't had time. And I gave you this thing, and I was so excited for you to see like how much fun you could have with it. And I was excited to see what you might do with it that I haven't even thought of yet. And you just keep it in the garage. Well, I'm glad that you're grateful, but I'm sad that you're not using it. It bums me out. And I think we're this way with God and the people that give us things a lot. We don't do enough with what we're given. And we sit around wanting more, not realizing that we already have the gift. This is just an amazing gift of life and the opportunity and the capacity to try, even if it's not the same as how somebody else tries. Because we feel like, I'll never get to this person's level. And it's like, well, but is that the point even? Everybody says, oh, well, yeah, you'll get there eventually, or don't compare your chapter 10 to your chapter 1 to their chapter 10, right? And I still think that's a great line. But what if we even take it back a little bit further and say, is that even the point? Am I trying to get where someone else is? Or am I trying to just be grateful and excited about this moment that I've been given, about this capability to create even more from what I have, and to go and have experiences and build relationships and learn new things and to grow. So my plea to you is think about gratitude as a verb. Try that this week or this month or for the rest of the year or for the rest of your life. Try doing gratitude as a verb. Recognize what you have and go get them. Don't worry, the podcast isn't over yet, although I am going to end it with a go get them. But also, if you're trying to figure out what you should focus on with what you've been given, here's 3 things that kind of cut through the noise. And they all start with the letter M: movement, means, and meaning. If you're building up one of those and not rationalizing it into the meaning category, then things will start to feel really good. Like you're having that growth and that progress. If you get up and do even just one push-up, or if you go upstairs and clean that room that you've been putting off, or if you say, you know what, I need to call this person, then you might be having movement. If call this person while you're walking, then you might have movement and meaning in that call, or means. Sitting there and saying, okay, what are my means? I've got money, I've got capability, I've got resources, I've got a team, I got a home, I got whatever means you have. Don't compare to other people. Realize that just being alive is a great means, a great amount of means. If that's where you start with your means category, then that's great. Take inventory of the means that you have and decide how you're going to expand those means, how you're going to get more money, more resources, more savings, more access, more visibility, a better brand, whatever that is, that's your means. If you build up that and then build up meaning, which is relationships, it's people, it's memories, it's things that kind of last. It's not just the how, because we get really good at the how. Here's how you do this. Da, 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 da. That's kind of what I'm doing with the podcast right now, is a how. But we forget to do meaning. Like, this is how this happened. So what does that mean? Does it pass the so what test? I did this great thing. It's exciting. Okay. So what? That's where the meaning starts to come in. Well, it gave me confidence and I feel good about it. I've been trying to do this and now it just feels really good to know that I can have faith and I can move forward and I can use my confidence and my skills. And I've gotten to a point where I can achieve the things that I set my mind out to. That's the meaning. And that way of being, or that mindset of movement, means, and meaning, if you just focus on whatever you're doing, if it falls into one of those categories and you feel pretty darn good about it, that you're not saying, oh, well, binging this 5th episode of something on Netflix is 2:00 in the morning. It just kind of gives me solace and allows me to calm down. And that sounds like a rationalization. Guilty as charged, right? But I wouldn't put that into the meaning category. I put that into I don't see that as movement, means, or meaning. So if you can cut some of that back, the stuff that doesn't fit in those categories, and increase a little, even just a tiny bit, in movement, means, and meaning every single day, shoot, I can't wait to see where we're at the end of this year. I'm doing this all year, just movement, means, and meaning. And yeah, I'll have goals and stuff, but that kind of is my goal, is to have better movement, means and meaning every single day. All right, champ. Go get 'em.